September isn't just the month of changing seasons. It's the month where civilizations fell, revolutions began, and discoveries rewrote history. Let's travel through time, 1 September at a time. 476. The fall of Rome. On September 4th, 476, Romulus Augustulus, the last Western Roman emperor, was deposed by Odoacer. That act didn't just dethrone a teenager, it ended the Roman Empire in the West and marked the beginning of the Middle Ages. 1492, Columbus prepares to set sail. On September 6, 1492, Christopher Columbus set sail from the Canary Islands, heading west across the Atlantic. Just weeks later, he would stumble upon the Americas, a discovery that transformed global history forever. 1519, Magellan's voyage begins. On September 20th, 1519, Ferdinand Magellan led a fleet of 5 ships from Spain. His mission? To find a western route to the Spice Islands. Though Magellan himself didn't survive, his crew completed the world's first circumnavigation, proving the Earth could be sailed around. 1666, the Great Fire of London ends. For 4 days in early September, flames devoured London. By September 6, 1666, over 13,000 homes and 87 churches were destroyed. Yet out of the ashes, London was rebuilt, safer, stronger, and more modern. 1783, the Treaty of Paris. On September 3, 1783, the American Revolutionary War officially ended. Britain recognized the United States as independent, reshaping the political map of the world. 1791, the French Constitution. On September 3, 1791, France adopted its very first constitution. It transformed the monarchy into a constitutional one, a radical step in the French Revolution that shook the foundations of Europe. 1814, the national anthem is born. During the War of 1812, on the night of September 14, 1814, Francis Scott Key watched British ships bombard Fort McHenry. At dawn, the American flag still waved, inspiring him to write the Star-Spangled Banner. 1822, Brazil declares independence. On September 7, 1822, Prince Dom Pedro declared Brazil's independence from Portugal with the famous cry, "Independencia ou morte," independence or death. 1862, the bloodiest day in US history. On September 17, 1862, the Battle of Antietam was fought during the American Civil War. With over 22,000 dead, wounded, or missing, it remains the single bloodiest day in US history. 1870, Napoleon III, captured. On September 2, 1870, Napoleon III of France was captured at the Battle of Sedan during the Franco-Prussian War. His defeat ended the Second French Empire and led to the rise of modern Germany. 1901, assassination of President McKinley. On September 6, 1901, President William McKinley was shot in Buffalo, New York. He died 8 days later, making Theodore Roosevelt the youngest US president in history. 1918, the Spanish flu pandemic peaks. In September 1918, the second and deadliest wave of the Spanish flu pandemic began. It would go on to kill tens of millions worldwide, making it one of the deadliest pandemics in human history. 1939, World War II begins. On September 1, 1939, Nazi Germany invaded Poland. Just 2 days later, Britain and France declared war. The deadliest war in human history had begun. 1945, World War II ends. 6 years later, on September 2, 1945, aboard the USS Missouri, Japan formally surrendered. World War II was finally over. 1963, King's dream spreads. On September 12, 1963, Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his powerful "I Have a Dream" speech again in Detroit, carrying his message of hope and equality across America. 1972, the Munich Olympics attack. On September 5, 1972, the world watched in horror as members of Black September stormed the Olympic Village in Munich. 11 Israeli athletes were taken hostage and killed. It was one of the darkest days in sports history. 1978, Camp David Accords. On September 17, 1978, US President Jimmy Carter brokered peace between Israel and Egypt at Camp David. The agreement brought an end to 3 decades of conflict between the two nations. 2001, the 9/11 attacks on September 11, 2001, nearly 3,000 people were killed in coordinated terrorist attacks in the United States. It reshaped global politics, ignited wars, and changed security forever. 2015, water on Mars. On September 28, 2015, NASA confirmed the existence of liquid water on Mars. For the first time, the dream of life beyond Earth felt within reach. From the fall of Rome to the search for life on Mars, September has been a stage for humanity's greatest triumphs and darkest tragedies. History doesn't just happen, it unfolds, one September at a time.